Hi, everyone. I think we're live. Sorry for the delay. Good to be here with everyone. How's everyone doing? As you can see, I was at the store grocery shopping real quick in between a reading and this, so I was running a little bit behind. So you can see my transition lenses are still a little dark, but I'll lighten up here in a minute. All right, lots of fun stuff going on. Let's do some housekeeping real quick, and then we can go ahead and get started in some of the political and current event questions. If you have a question that you'd like me to look at, please go ahead and write it in the chat, all caps, with a couple heart emojis. I'll get to as many questions as possible. I will remind me about midway through. I will announce my winners for the free reading and the free Reiki session for hitting that 12,000 subscriber mark. I did comment on the post and I heard back from somebody already, but I will announce that live about midway through the show when we have some more people watching. So for shows this week, I'm going to have Susan Lynn on my channel tomorrow night, which is always a lot of fun. We'll be looking at political and current events. And then Mel Dore will be on my channel Thursday night, and we'll look at even more. And I kind of feel like, I don't know if it's this week or next week, but I do feel like a busy news week. So I think we'll have a lot to read on. What did we say last month? April did not look very good for Trump. It was his tower moment. And then I go on my trip and like a week and a half, and I almost feel like while I'm gone, we're going to have a lot of news. So try my best to, probably won't go live, but maybe type in the community board. All right. Susan Lynn is on at 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night, and Mel Dore will be on 8 p.m. on Thursday night. I think I only have like 1 or 2 openings left for the month of April on my schedule. So if anybody's interested in a reading or a Reiki session and would like something this month, like I said, I think I have like two openings, but I have a pretty open May right now. So go ahead, go to the website kevinlovingvibrations.com if you're interested in that. And as always, please do me a favor. Please hit that thumbs up and please subscribe. All right. I haven't been keeping up with the news too much. I did want to take a look at Florida turning blue, possibly, and I saw that Karen was already commenting on it. So I want to start there, but let me just get some of these questions start real quick. No, you're all so sweet. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, this is what I wanted to look at. Let's take a look at Florida. I'll be honest with you. I do feel like it's going to be close. I've said before, I feel like the Senate race may go blue, and I don't know if Florida's had their primary or if they've picked the Democratic senator to go against. Is it Rick Scott? My guides told me he may be one of the 4 that could lose their seats. I feel better about Texas, to be honest with you, over Florida. But let's see what the cards have to say. Yes, and we have the eclipse next Monday. I'm excited for that. I want to just keep everybody, send prayers of protection for those that are in the path of all of these storms. I think it's going to be more south of us here, but even southern Ohio, Kentucky, I think they're saying that there's really high risk for tornadoes. Debbie. Karen, was she already, did they already have their primary? Did she win the nomination for the Democrats? If you can just confirm, I wasn't sure if Florida had their primary. Yes. I think that Biden could win Florida. I'm not saying that. I feel better about Texas, like I said, over Florida, but I feel like that Senate race, I feel better about for the Democrats. But let's just take a look. You haven't yet. Okay. But she's probably the most likely. The name's resonating, so she may get the Democratic nominee. All right. Will Joe Biden win the state of Florida in the 2024 election? All right, you guys, let's take a look. They are putting resources in it. Absolutely. I think that that's good that they're putting resources in it. It feels a little, I think it's going to be super close, you guys. It could go like one way or the other. I do feel like there is some disappointment for Biden with Florida, but I do get too, he's got a lot of action, a lot of groundwork, a lot of communication in Florida, and a lot of resources. It's kind of like slow but steady. So I saw on the news that they were talking about maybe putting resources in September. I feel like it'd almost be better if they did it sooner rather than later. And they're kind of in a place where they do all the hard work and then they wait for um, the results. There is some celebration for Florida. This is my house card. Like I said, maybe some of the House races or that Senate race is a little bit closer. But I do have Donald Trump coming in, crossed by the world. It could be some kind of completion, but with the Hierophant next to him. So I feel like where the energy sits right now, more than likely, I think Trump will win Florida, but it's going to be a lot more competitive. The Temperance card above, which is moderation coming into balance. When I asked if Biden would win, the final outcome is the Three of Swords with the Two of Pentacles. I'm not saying it's out of reach, but I feel like if it were held today, I definitely think Trump would probably win. It'll be close. Do we want to take a look at... We'll see as we get closer to you guys. Definitely keep an eye on Florida. It's not out of reach, I don't feel. Let's take a look if Rick Scott's going to win the Senate race in Florida. I think Biden lost Florida by more than 1%, Karen. I thought it was like 3 or 4%. But I do think that abortion being on the ballot in Florida is definitely going to help Democrats in the fall. I agree with you on that. I mean, they called Trump for Florida very quickly. Like I said, let's all visualize it. Biden gets the win. And we'll look at it as we get closer. Yeah, I think it was 3%. I think Hillary Clinton lost it by 1.5 points, Karen. Maybe that's what you're thinking. Let's take a look at Rick Scott. Is he going to win his Florida Senate race in 2024? No, sir. I think Trump will have to, when he loses his appeal for the fraud case, I do think the amount will be over $464 million because it has the interest on top of it. All right, Rick Scott. Rick Scott win the Florida Senate race. I think that they're going to target the abortion, but then also Rick Scott's stance on Social Security. I get him retreating, resignations crossing him. He's moving on. I don't think Rick Scott wins. He's got the Nine of Swords, very anxious, very nervous about it. This is moving on. There's heartbreak, defeat, the Three of Swords. He's going in with strength, so he does have some strength, but he's crossed by the walking away, the resignation card. Some big news coming out about him. It's like a wake-up call for Floridians, and then he kind of has to retreat. Could be some, I feel like he may have some actual legal trouble too. He may very well be involved with the January 6th, and his final outcome is the Hermit, so isolation. I feel like Rick Scott very well could lose. I feel better about Rick Scott losing than Trump losing Florida, but we'll see. All right, you guys, what else do we want to look at? And I do feel like I haven't heard the Democrats talking about Texas, but I feel like them investing in Texas as well. And those seats where the Senate races are at play. Somebody asked about Tennessee Senate race going blue. Let's take a look at that, because I did feel like Gloria Johnson very well might win that Senate race. Yeah, I know Missouri's red too. Does Missouri have abortion on the ballot in November? Because I did feel like Josh Hawley may be out. My guides had told me that Dems could flip 4 seats. They would get at least 2 out of the 4. And the states that they were referring to were Tennessee, Florida, Texas, and Missouri. I actually feel pretty good about Gloria Johnson. And I know that they're not talking about it, but we're going to see so much momentum and to get people registered to vote, get people excited this summer. So we might not be yet seeing it, but the summer is going to be huge. No, I don't see Texas succeeding from the union. I don't see that at all. All right. Gloria Johnson, are you going to win the Senate race in Tennessee in 2024? I hope so. I hope that they get all 4. I think it's definitely possible, Earth Mama. I do know that we've had a lot of really good races in the midterm elections. A lot of Democrats are motivated to vote because of Roe v. Wade and women's rights, the threats to democracy. But just know, even though Democrats, I think, just won like the Alabama House seat and did really well, I see them continuing to do well. But for a general election, the turnout's going to be much higher for the Republicans. So I do feel like it's not going to be a landslide like that. I think Democrats are going to do very well. My prediction is to keep the House, the Senate, and the presidency. But I don't think that we're going to be competitive in a lot of Alabama seats. I just want to put that out there too. I hope we are, but it will make a difference for us to keep the House, the Senate, and the presidency. All right, so right now, Gloria Johnson, she's kind of viewing her plans, putting the action in. She's crossed by victory, success, momentum. She does need some of that resources. She's trying to save, hold on to the money. So I would say that she would be one to donate if you're interested in donating for a campaign. She is going to need the money, but she's got strength above her. Final outcomes, hopes and dreams being fulfilled, happiness, love with the Ace of Cups, and then a new job coming in. And then at the bottom of the reading for Gloria Johnson, It's a turning point. Good luck is on her side. People are ready to head into a different direction, and she's got the partnership. So her cards look very good. Those are winning cards. So, but she definitely needs the money and resources. I think she'll get it though. All right. Let's see. Is Donald Trump defying his gag order for publicity? Does he want to go to jail? Well, we know that he likes to play the victim and to be the martyr. So anything that looks like they're treating him unfairly, he loves it. I don't know if I do feel like he's going to, I think he already has defied the gag order that was just expanded. And I think he's going to continue to see what he can, push his way through to see what he can get away with. I do feel that Judge Merchant is going to threaten to hold him in contempt, but I almost feel like there's that threat of jail. And when that's threatened, Trump starts to back off. But I feel like he's going to be sanctioned and fined in that case. But he absolutely is going to. I think he already has defied the gag order. Yeah, Karen, I agree. He would love the publicity and of if they sent him to jail, how unfairly they're treating him, how it's Biden's Justice Department coming after his political opponent. He loves that optic, but I think if he was actually in jail, he would like the optic for about 5 minutes and then have completely lose his shit and have a meltdown. So I agree with you. I think he's afraid of jail, but we all know he likes to test the waters and see how much he can get away with. Did he file an appeal for the gag order? I think that the appellate court will uphold the gag order, Sharon. Absolutely. Let's ask the pendulum on that one. I don't want to throw cards, but all right. Can you show me yes? Can you show me no? The energy's unclear. Can you show me maybe? All right. Will the New York appellate court uphold Donald Trump's gag order? Pendulum saying yes. Yeah, I feel like they're going to uphold it. I don't see them rejecting it. Put him in Trump for 8 hours as a warning. Yeah, I agree, Sherry. She says it's going to take time to flip deep red states to purple. Yeah, I agree. New England no man, will McConnell pass away before November with Bashir placing a Democrat in his seat? I don't know if it's him passing away. It's a little bit harder to read up on that, but I did feel like McConnell's goal, he's announced that he's going to step down from leadership and stay in the Senate after the election, but I feel like he's going to have to step down before that. It's health related, and I don't know if it's him passing or if he has another major episode and has to step down. Can you tell me, will Mitch McConnell pass away before the November elections in 2024? I'm saying maybe. Now it's going to no. I don't know if he passes away, but will Mitch McConnell step down from leadership before the November 2024 elections? Yes. Going to maybe to yes. So there's definitely, I feel, some health challenges there. And he has to step down. So if he steps down, Will Andy Bashir be able to put in a Democratic Senate senator when Mitch McConnell steps down? The pendulum's saying yes, too. I'm not sure when McConnell's up for re-election, if it's 2026 or 2028, but I do feel like Bashir may be able to put a Democrat in his seat for a little while. Yeah, the governors get to decide replacements for senators, Kat, but for House races, they have special elections. But I do see that the Republicans in Kentucky give a fight to try to stop him. I think that they try to pass something where if anything happens to McConnell, Bashir has to put in a Republican, somebody from the same party. I see him putting a Democrat in and them trying to challenge it, but not in Kentucky. Okay, I could be wrong, Kat. Like I said, I felt a challenge, but my pendulum said yes, a Democrat would be put in. Doesn't feel for like a very long time, though. All right. Right. I hope so, Chili Dog. All right. Sonny Valeria says, are the hostages in Israel be found alive, especially the family with the two red-haired boys? I don't know about the family with the two red-haired boys, but I had read on it before, and you guys can remember when it first happened. I didn't feel the best outcome for most of the people taken, most of the hostages. I do feel like there's some still alive, but I feel like a lot have passed that they haven't talked about. Sherry. Mitch the glitch. All right. What can you tell us about the hostages? Will they be released? There's some hanging on. I didn't have the best feeling too when I heard that Israel attacked in Gaza, where they had the World Food one of the organizations. I didn't feel the best about that too, and I hope it wasn't deliberate, but it very well might have been. I do feel like there's some hostages being released, but I do unfortunately feel like a lot of them have been oppressed, bullied, left out in the cold. They don't have the resources there. And I do feel like quite a bit of them have probably passed. But the magician's coming in, so they're coming in strong to get people home. We do have some disappointment here, heartbreak. But there is a deal that they're coming to in success as well. I don't know how many hostages that they say that they have still, but I feel like there might be a handful of people that are still alive. I didn't see a super chat come through, artist, so I don't know if it's sent or not, but yeah, the 7 World Kitchen. Thank you, Ness. World Food Kitchen. And I feel like we're going to hear more about that too. I don't see Project 2025 turning into anything, Don. I've read on it several times. That will not be successful. BB is not going to stop his violence. If he does, he'll be arrested. Yeah. Though, I did just see on the news, too, that there were tens of thousands of people protesting. What did I say? I feel like they're going to have an election here and he's going to be voted out. There's going to be so much pressure to get him out of there. I almost feel like maybe it sounds crazy, but I feel like he may be going like summer or fall of this year. I don't know how long it takes them to have an election and to get that all set up. But I see Netanyahu out sooner rather than later. Let's take a look at Bannon, artist. Karen says, how did I get that tarot card scroll? On the wall, the Justice card, Karen, I actually found it at one of my local metaphysical stores. I'm sure you could Google it or Amazon, maybe Etsy. I don't know where they got it from, but. Oh, wow. World Kitchen's really doing a lot of good work. And I did hear that their resources, I think, were on the way to Gaza, and they ended up turning around after that attack. Yeah, I'm sure you could find it on Etsy or maybe even Amazon. All right. Bannon threatened that if Trump wins, he will arrest all the Dems and their supporters. Will Bannon ever face accountability and actually go to prison? I see Bannon in prison. Let's take a look at Bannon. All right. What's going on with Steve Bannon? Yeah, he's definitely, well, isn't he awaiting sentencing as it is? But I do feel like even more charges coming up for the January 6th involvement. It might take a little while for him to be charged with that, but I feel like he's going to definitely spend not like he has some significant time in jail. Yep, information coming out with his partnership with Trump. The secrets being revealed. I think he may very well get in trouble for his attacks on Joe Biden. The threats against Joe Biden that he's involved with. Yep, secrets. High priestess. Crossed by celebrating. Jack Smith is after him. Yeah, he's working very hard to stay out. He's getting money and resources, but the hangman coming for him. So he's going to be sacrificed. A lot of communications being exposed. I feel like a female judge coming in, it very well could be Chutkin, passing the judgment on him. But yeah, I don't feel good about him long term. And I don't feel good about his health either. I almost feel like he's a heavy drinker or something, like the liver's damaged. Just what came through. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's kind of my feeling I just got. Does anybody know when he's supposed to be sentenced? He was sentenced to prison last year for ignoring subpoenas, but it's been held up pending appeal. Does anybody know when the appeal happens? Jack Smith is going to be coming after him, though. In April, Valeria says. Well, let's hope. I feel him going to jail. And then I think he'll be charged with the January 6th stuff as well. I think he'll get quite a bit of time for the January 6th. Probably not for the ignoring the subpoena. I think that's what, a year that they can max. Now Bannon claims he doesn't drink. I feel like he drinks. Something's not good about that. And the liver feels like it's all scarred up. All right. All right, you guys. We'll read on it, but I don't see any states succeeding, especially Texas. Morella wants to know, can I ask about the solar eclipse? What will it bring Texas as a state? Bannon's always looked like a homeless drunk. Yes, I agree. Karen says she feels like the New York City trial for Bannon is set in May. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's too long. All right, what will the solar eclipse next week bring for the state of Texas? I do feel like it's a bit of a showdown at the border. That just came through. Justice. It's bringing in justice. I often felt, I know that Paxson just paid a fee for those, but I almost felt like when we talked about it last week with Susan Lynn and Nefefe, that him and others were going to go down. So I almost wonder, justice is right above them. So the eclipse is bringing in justice, it's bringing in fairness, equality, people speaking their truth. And I'm getting a lot of female energy too, like whatever it is, it really upsets the women of Texas. They're coming out and letting their voices being heard. The world's watching Texas. It feels like there's some struggles. I do feel with the hurricanes coming, I do feel like Texas may be affected with some flooding along the coast because of a storm. Sorry to say. It feels like this summer. But I feel like if anything, people are woken up by the politics in Texas and are really, like I said, I feel a good shift for Democrats come the election. Keep women coming in and focusing on their families. Messengers coming out, communicating, giving a new vision for it. Might be a little bit of a skirmish up at the border, though. Yeah, it feels like some drama for Texas, but like I said, ultimately it feels like it leads to better things. Is abortion on the ballot in Texas? Does anybody know? Because I believe that they already have a total abortion ban there. Oh, maybe that's it. Rose Blue says that they're trying to pass a new law, try women for murder for a procedure. Maybe that's it, because I feel like the women are riled up. They've had enough. Thank you so much for the super chat, Firefly. I really appreciate that. No, but I don't see succession there. They may threaten it, but it's not going to happen. Oh, we have over 700 watching. Thank you all. Hit that thumbs up, please. Let's take a break real quick, and I'll announce my winners for the giveaway. All right. I don't know. We might have to change it, you guys. I love giving away free readings and Reiki sessions, but I've been so busy lately, and I feel like I pushed this one out a few extra weeks because we just had a giveaway last month, March or February, and then we hit that next 1,000 like a couple weeks later. So, and I'm already getting close to 13,000 now. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll do like one monthly, or maybe we'll do like every 2,000. Or when it starts to slow down, we can go back to the 1,000. But all right. So I already heard from the Reiki winner. She commented on the post, but the winner for the free Reiki session is Sarah Ellis, 5312. You are the winner for the Reiki session. Thank you for the support, the subscription. I thank all of you. And then the winner for the free 30-minute reading was David Gretsch, 4574. So if Sarah or David is here, congratulations. You can send me an email at kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com, and we'll get something set up for you. Like I said, I am almost booked up for April, so it may be more into May. But congratulations to the winner. If either of you are here, say hello. Leslie, I announced it several weeks ago to comment starting with the word reading or Reiki on one of my posts when I hit that milestone, the next 1,000. And but I'll announce it when we get up to the next drawing. Oh, you're all sweet. Anybody see David or Sarah? Like I said, I heard from Sarah. All right. And also, too, I have heard of people acting as us readers and putting like WhatsApp numbers. I don't use WhatsApp. I do use Facebook Messenger, but I will not reach out to any of you for Messenger. You can tell because when I comment on something, I believe my name, Kevin's Loving Vibration, is highlighted. And also, a hacker couldn't give you like a heart, like a thumbs up for your comment too. But it's always good just to be sure. I haven't noticed anybody, um, you know, portraying me and trying to get people to donate or get to scam people. But if you see anything sketchy, send me an email. You can even send me a screenshot. I would let you know if it was me or not. But I typically don't. You won't see me offering a free reading unless it was for like a giveaway, and I put my email and all that on there. So everybody, just be careful and mindful of that, because I've heard that they've been really bad lately. All right. Yes, congrats to the winners. I look forward to our sessions together. Becky says she'll be David for the day. All right, you guys. Let's do a couple more questions. I already did that. Excuse me. Yeah, a lot of spammers making comments. But I will never use WhatsApp or like I said, I have a Facebook page for Kevin's Loving Vibrations that I don't hardly ever use, but I don't use Messenger for that. Um, I have my own personal messenger, but I wouldn't reach out to anybody and offer something that way anyway. So, all right. Absolute politics. Do you think Biden will win the same states that he did in 2020, or will the map look different where he loses, flips certain ones, and what states will there be surprises in? I do feel like Biden's going to win all of the states that he won in 2020. I know people are talking about Michigan and Florida. I feel good about Biden in Michigan, or Georgia and Michigan. Is Biden going to win Georgia? Georgia might be a little bit closer, but I think Biden still wins. I think Biden's going to win in Arizona, Nevada. I feel like Biden could win in Texas, as crazy as that sounds. And we read on it earlier. He's got a chance in Florida. I still feel like Ohio will be closer than what it was in 2020. But I feel like Trump may win in Ohio by like a point or two. Iowa still feels pretty red to me. Let's ask the pendulum. Will Joe Biden win the state of Texas in the 2024 presidential election? It's going to maybe, now it's going to a yes. It'll be close, but it might be like the slightest tilt blue. Maybe a couple thousand votes it goes, but um yeah, I did pretty good on the races in 2022. I think I had like 87 or 88% accuracy with the governor races and Senate races. So as we get closer, we'll definitely take a look at it again. But I feel like Georgia feels like it's a little iffy, but I do think Biden will carry that state. Like I said, maybe he makes a flip in Texas or possibly Florida. Oh, North Carolina, thank you, DM. I do feel let's read on that. I did get a hit that I felt Biden would win North Carolina. Absolutely. Will Joe Biden and the Democrats win the state of North Carolina in 2024 elections? Yes. Thank you. I forgot about North Carolina. Yes. Big yes. Yeah, I hope Biden wins Ohio. I don't think so though, Aries. But I see Sherrod Brown keeping his seat, so let's ask the pendulum. Wisconsin, I see staying blue constants. Pennsylvania will stay blue too. We'll just ask the pendulum for a few of these. All right. Will Joe Biden win the state of Ohio in the 2024 presidential election? It said maybe no. I think they'll be close, but he might just lose it. All right. Where do we want to go? Will Joe Biden win the state of Georgia in the 2024 presidential election? Maybe to yes. I feel good about Arizona. Will Joe Biden win the state of Arizona in the 2024 presidential election? Yes. Maryland's staying blue cat. I did look at it last week with Larry Hogan. I felt like it would be close, but I felt like the Democrat may win. I felt like a female coming in, but I think it's going to be very close for that race. But presidential, Joe Biden will win Maryland. Oh, Aries Wonders has the same pendulum. I don't remember where I got that. I think you're near me, Aries Wander, if I remember correctly. I think I got it in Enchanted Grove, but it broke like 2 weeks after I got it, but I was able to mend one of the links for it. Yeah, but it does feel like there's more of a gain. Like I said, North Carolina, I feel pretty good about. And like I said, Texas, possibly Florida. That's where you go to. That's why I said I thought you might have. All right. Just answered that. I'm not really sure how this works. I was watching it on Morning Joe um, earlier today. Will Trump get a waiver for the board to get his shares Truth Social out early? I feel like he may, but when he has to go to the board to announce it, I feel like his shares are going to drop. People will get their money out of there before he takes it. I think his stock's already dropped by like 20 or 25% just yesterday. We can take a look at it, but I don't feel like he's going to get much for his Untruth Social BS. Oh, good. Georgia has enough signatures to put abortion on the ballot. Constitutional amendment. Yeah. I feel like those states that have abortion on the ballot, it's going to be good for Democrats, or at least getting their numbers up in those states. Does anybody know if Texas has it on their ballot? I got excited when I heard Florida was going to put it on the ballot. Yeah, Truth Social's down 30%. Yeah, it keeps going down. Oh, for me, the pendulum work is pretty easy. I program it. I ask it to say yes, no, the energy's unclear, maybe. I use it more so in my Reiki healing when I go through the chakras. And I don't typically use the pen. I normally ask my intuition and feel into the energy before I ask the pendulum. I use that more for validation or for like yes or no questions. And I like to normally test it before I use it too. Just ask it a couple questions and see if it's true. Abortion is unlikely to be on the Texas ballot. Well, maybe it's the whole thing about trying to put murder charges up against women that have abortions. Something gets women riled up about abortion in Texas. All right, let's take a look at Donald Trump and his Truth Social shares. Yeah, it crashes. It feels like right now that there's hope for it. Like Donald Trump feels optimistic about it. But I think he's doing something foolish crossing him. He's got the full crossing him. Trying to plan his future. To me, this is also like looking out for foreign investors, and there's some security there now. This Queen of Pentacles, but there's a tower. Like the stocks crash and crumble, so he's not able to get that out. And I feel like there's a continued fight. There's obstacles, roadblocks. There's like a lot of fighting energy with this too. Defeat, 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands. So it doesn't feel like it's good to me. I don't see any money or huge financial gain for Trump because of it. Yeah, $1 billion in 48 hours is not great, is it? Yeah. Yeah, tower for final outcome is not a good card for stocks. So. All right, you guys, we got a couple more minutes. What other things do we want to look at today? Thank you, Bernice. The really bad weather is much more south of me. But yeah, absolutely sending prayers to everybody affected by these storms. I think Kentucky was getting it bad too. And I heard from some of my members last night on our members live that they were getting like a foot of snow. The weather's going to be crazy, you guys. It's weird too because we just had a bunch of tornadoes south of me like a week, 2 weeks ago. So this area is really, really getting a lot of storms early on. No, interesting, CC. Leslie says, just announced a Trump campaign now in favor of a 6 weeks abortion ban per Midas touch on Threads. Interesting. I don't see that doing him very well. Do you? Oh, John Eastman's toast. He's toasty. Did they actually take away? Did they disbar him? He's got legal problems coming up too. Yeah, he's been screwed. I agree. He got disbarred. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, let's take a look at Missouri. Or is that Montana? We can look at both. Let's look at, what's that senator's name in Montana? Just lost it. We'll look at Josh Hawley's race. What is, let's look at Montana first. John Tester. I feel like he's going to win his re-election too. All right, is John Tester going to win his Senate race in 2024? And then we'll look at Missouri. And that makes me feel better. It definitely feels like there's some shenanigans in that race. I'm not going to lie. At the bottom of the deck, there's the Thief in the Night in the Tower, which I'm hoping this is maybe some shady business being exposed here. With the Five of Wands, which is kind of like there's arguments and Tester really having to stand and defend himself. But at the top of the deck here, I have the Sun, which is success. Yes, he'll win. With the Star, working very hard. I do feel like that would be another race to make sure that you send some money to. I think it's going to be close, but I feel Tester's going to win. All right. And then who's running up against Josh Hawley? Have they had their primary yet? I can't remember. The Democrat. Thank you, Rose Blue. I couldn't tell, but while I thought about it, I couldn't tell if it was Montana or Missouri. Um, but I figured let's look at both, right? Who's running up against Josh Hawley? Lucas. Lucas Kuntz. Yeah, I feel good about Kuntz. I'm going to use this deck. I feel like there's some trouble with Josh Hawley. I don't know if he gets indicted for January 6th, but I feel like definitely investigations. And him being exposed for... Yeah, and I just had the judgment card fly out. So there's some negative judgment coming out about Hawley. All right, will Josh Hawley win his re-election in the Missouri Senate race? Ooh, he's got the Tower. Something implodes for him. Resignation representing him. Truth coming out. Things he got away with in the past. Sneakiness. He's got burdens ahead of him. It's going to be a very close race. He may win, but I do feel like there is things being exposed. But it's like he's fighting, trying to hang on. 7 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. He's got the 7 of Cups, so delusion, not being grounded into reality, and the Tower coming for him. The World could be the end of the cycle, beginning of something new. I think it's going to be very close in that race. But I feel a lot coming out with Hawley beforehand. It's really going to wake some people up. And I think that Kuntz, I think he's a good person to go after him. He's got really fiery energy. He's going to fight really hard for that seat. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up here for today. Like I said, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Susan Lynn will be on, so we'll do more political readings with her. If I didn't answer your question today, please stop by tomorrow night. Me and Susan Lynn don't often answer a lot of chat questions, maybe a few, but I like working with her because we kind of are on the same wavelength and we kind of keep it going with the questions. And she starts to talk and then I think of a question and vice versa. But we'll have a lot to look at tomorrow night with Susan Lynn, and then Mel on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So lots of stuff to look at. We'll have plenty of time this week to hang out. Like I said before, if you like a reading or a Reiki session, you can book on my website, kevinlovingvibrations.com. I think I have 1 or 2 appointments left open for April. So if you wanted something sooner rather than later, please check that out. And I think that's it for today, you guys. All right. I will send you all a lot of love and blessings, and I will see you all hopefully tomorrow night. All right. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.